Hey everybody.
Just waiting for us to come up live on YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. Looks good. Everything looks stable. Yay! Hi, Laura.
Hey Elz.
What you doing, babes?
These headphones are acting crazy. I don't know what the deal is. Hey Janie. Do I sound different to y'all?
No.
Huh. I keep hearing a weird, I don't know. I'm about to throw these things across the room.
All right, let's see. Steph's in the room. JD's in the room. Arlene, hello, my darling. Sandra Miranda, nice to see you. Let's see. Who else is in here? Tammy, the crafting disaster. Welcome, darling. Welcome. Of course, the lovely Darla, ever present. Janie's here. Sweetheart is here. Amy's in the house. Perfectly imperfect. Hi, honey.
Hey
Derek, you're
Kat.
absolutely right. Nothing is
Hey
stable in this live
JD.
stream.
Hey
Carla.
Hex. Hey Carla.
JP,
Darla.
hello.
Jean Peter.
Woo. Well, you know, Sandra, I never know if I'm going to see you or not. So
YouTube has lost its ever-loving mind.
yeah, no doubt.
Same to you, Carla. Blessed be, hun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to invest in some new. These are making me crazy. Some kind of popping noise in the background. I'll shut up about it though.
That sucks.
Yeah. I'm just glad y'all don't hear it. Y'all would really be going nuts. What's that sound? Elz, tell her to go out and come back in.
Oh, you know, we do send you to your room frequently.
Right. Is there an echo, really?
I'll fix it.
Son of a...
Hold on, I gotta fix it. That's on my end.
Janie asked, so what are y'all working on tonight? I have no idea, Janie. Curly Slurp. Steph says, I think my poodle has poo stuck and won't let me get her. She went under the bed.
Well, that took forever.
Wet wipes, girl, wet wipes. Carla had chicken taquitos. That sounds good. Arlene says, Stephanie.
Hello, Curly. How you doing, girl? She keeps running away. That's because she thinks it's a game.
She thinks Mama is playing with her.
Get the poo off my booty. It's a game. Oh. So.
Sorry, y'all, I'm pulling stuffs.
Stuff?
Yep.
I like stuff.
Well, oh crap, that's not mine. I wanted to pull my Christmas box out and go through it, but it's big and it's on the bottom of everything.
Oh. So, Amy and I were exchanging dating nightmare experiences.
Oh gosh.
It got quiet in here, Kat.
There it is. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, quick, everybody talk about her. She's gone. No, nobody wants to talk about her. You guys are mean. Yes, dating nightmares. There we go. I'm just gonna start stacking stuff up on my desk here. Oh no, not the 4-letter word. Yes, so she had like this horrible experience recently, and so I was like, it's not that bad. She's like, it was horrible. So we had to sit here and tell each other our war stories.
Mm-hmm.
See, I never heard this story, Carla, but Carla has a Hands Caribou coffee counter.
Oh my goodness.
Knock that off.
Sorry.
There'll be none of that, young lady.
I don't know why I'm yawning. I slept all day. That's all I ever want to do is sleep.
Oh. Peppers is outside washing the house.
I was about to say, it sounds like somebody is power washing.
Yes, apparently in the middle of my live stream is a great time to wash the window right here.
Oh, that smells so good.
What smells good?
It's a, what do you call it? They're sachets or whatever. What do you call them? Yeah, sachets. But it smells like cinnamon. Cinnamon and apple. Oh, it's lovely.
Ooh. Oh, hold on. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. So what's everybody up to tonight? Pinky has shed another cat since the weekend. What is that with the pretty birds on your desk, Laura? This is a storage box where I store
Ugh,
my
damn kids.
Christmas stuff. Because I plan on doing like some kits and stuff.
Messing with my tablet now, trying to test out if my videos will come out okay.
Do what?
I'm reading chat, honey.
Oh.
Stephanie says she's messing with the tablet. She's trying to test to see if the videos will come out okay.
You gonna start making videos, Steph? I think you should.
On the phone, they come backwards, but on the tablet, it seems good. This tablet doesn't let me edit. Well, you have to download it from the tablet to the computer and then put it through an editor, Steph. Okay, so Carla's full story here is before she met the roommate, she met a polite guy off of Tinder. Big mistake. Who within 10 minutes tried to put his hands in her bra in the middle of Caribou Coffee.
Okay.
So then she says, he said he'd been celibate for 5+ years, so I equate celibacy with going pervy in public and shitty Caribou Coffee. Oh, damn.
So did he say why he had been celibate for 5 years?
No idea.
Gotta ask.
Hey, T.
I'd have been like, what's that about, brother man?
Yes, honey. Steph, you can do all that stuff on your computer. There's an editor built into the computer that you can use, but you can get other editing software. There's a couple of good ones.
Sorry, y'all, I'm almost finished here, and then you will have my full undivided attention.
But we're enjoying all of the goodies.
Well, I didn't even get to craft last year, do any Christmas crafting, because there was just so much going on. I waited till the last minute, and alrighty, I don't even know what that is.
So yeah, she was telling me about her underwear pick guy.
Huh?
Amy has, with some encouragement, started trying to make some friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Amy
she was
Hags Amy?
my hags, yeah.
Okay.
So she signed up for a dating site, figuring, she'd be able to meet somebody of her own age, that she could maybe go and have coffee with or occasionally watch a movie or something,
Mm-hmm.
And she found this guy. He seemed okay. He was like into campy old horror films like her and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so they spent like the better part of the day on the phone just chatting away.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy sent her like pics of him in his underwear.
Okay.
So I was like, well, you just got to get back on the horse and try again. It's not the worst thing I've ever encountered.
At least he had underwear on.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy. So I was telling her about some of my dating blunders back in the day. And unfortunately for, all of us, dating now is kind of like an online thing.
Yeah, I guess if you choose to participate, which I don't. I mean, it's, If you're looking for somebody, that's an easy way to do it. I mean, everybody has, like, built-in alarms.
Yep.
And if
But
something about them sets you off, there's a reason for that. Listen to your belly wisdom.
She had been talking to this guy for less than 24 hours, and he seemed like a really nice guy until he sent her the pics.
Yeah. But, the thing with that is there's so many women out there that allow that kind of crap, that are perfectly okay with it.
Yeah.
That they think everyone is okay with it. And they think if you aren't okay with it, there's something wrong with you. So, to all you little sluts out there,
stop messing up the rest of us.
I shouldn't say sluts. I should say insecure, girls who think they're ugly and that's all they can get. Quit letting them do that to you. That sounds much nicer, huh?
That sounds much nicer. But yeah, I was telling her some of my dating stories before I met Hubbard. I went out to dinner. A guy called me up and asked me to go out to dinner, and I went out to dinner. And because I didn't meet anybody in a public, even in a public place without having a backup plan,
Mm-hmm.
I met him where a friend of mine was a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went to dinner, and I ordered the special, which was like $9-10, and a glass of ginger ale with lime. He had 2 7 and 7s before dinner even arrived.
Okay.
Drank another one with dinner, and ordered the like $22 steak. And then when the check got there, he didn't reach for it. Now I'm of that school that when you go out to dinner with somebody, the person that reaches for it is the one who's going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he asked me out to dinner, so I'm not reaching for the check.
Right.
And he just let it sit there and just like was going to let it sit. And finally he picked it up and he looked at it and he was like, your half of the bill is like $75. And I was like, excuse me? And he goes, well, your half the bill is $75. I was like, no, I didn't sit here and drink, 3 7 and 7s and order a $25 steak. I'm not paying. So when the waitress came back by to ask if everything was okay, I looked at her and I said, honey, I hate to do this to you at this point in the game, but can we have separate checks? And she went, oh, absolutely. Now she knows what's up,
Yep.
Hey, Buford. So she brings me a separate check, and I handed her my debit card, and she went toddled off, and she handed him his check, and he's like digging through his wallet, trying to find his debit card, trying to find cash to pay his bill.
Oh God.
I got up. She helped me put my jacket on, and then whispers in my ear. She's like, "I'll give you a head start." And I started to leave, and I go upstairs to validate my parking. And as I turn around, the guy is right behind me.
Ugh.
So I run off to the bar, and not run, but I walk briskly to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been on a date in like 12, 15 years because I've been married. But I run off to the bar, and I get there, and my buddy is not at the bar.
Oh,
they had moved him to another bar. And so I told the bartender that was there, I was like, where is he? And she's like, oh, he's at this other bar. And I was like, oh. And where's the other guy that was here? She's like, oh, he's on his break right now. I'm just watching the bar. I was like, oh, this is not good. So she calls my buddy and has him come over. He walks up in front of this guy, wrapped his arms around me. He gave us a $3 bill, but nobody knew that. And wraps his arms around me. He's like, hi, baby. And he like takes me and starts walking me off. And the guy is just like standing there. He takes me through a back way and out the side of the casino.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to the back of the building. I'm like running for my car. And the guy comes out of the fucking door at the back of the casino. And I'm standing there and it's a red light. I can't cross the street. There's a cop there. Like, no way I'm crossing the street and I'm going to get a ticket for that crap. And because in Vegas, that's a big thing. Jaywalking is huge here.
Mm-hmm.
And so the light changes and I start walking from my car. Luckily, there's a security guard at the thing, and I validated my parking, so I didn't have to mess around. He's got to pay for his parking and everything. And I get in my car and I'm starting to leave. And before I even get in the car, he looks at me and he's like, "What? No kiss?"
This was the
yeah.
the
I
guy
was like, "Are you insane?" So I like get in my car and I start driving away, and he's following me, honking the horn. So I called 911 and I was like, they were like, police, fire, ambulance. I'm like, I need a cop, preferably the substation on Washington. And she's like, what's going on? And I explained it to her. She goes, go ahead and pull into the substation. I'll have an officer meet you. I pulled in. There must have been a dozen cops and 5 or 6 cop cars sitting in the parking lot. And I pulled in. This cop's got his hand on his gun and he just flags me over. And I come over and he's like, the guy is like fucking honking his horn in front of the police department. And the cop looks at me and goes, is that him, ma'am? And I said, yeah, that's him. Like 4 cars take off out of the parking lot.
Wow.
They're like, we'll get you home. So I had like a cop in front of me and a cop behind me. They drove me to my house. And the next day, the guy contacts me online. And he's like, I got pulled over for a DUI check. I know you didn't, dude. You got pulled over because you were following me, you creepy shit.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's some creeps out there. I had rules before I even talked to anybody. The first thing was educated. If they weren't educated, they didn't even get past an email, a phone call, nothing.
But that's the thing. Like back then, because I had kids and stuff, I didn't date anybody that I didn't get checked out by a private investigator. I did a background check on everybody.
Right.
And the guy was like decent and human.
Yeah. But, you know, it doesn't matter because the ones who seem, it's not a socio-economic thing. It's because let me tell you, I used to have a thing for doctors, and they're some of the creepiest men out there. Just because they're educated and have money and come from good backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you this, the other thing, the more intelligent they are, 9 times out of 10, the kinkier they are, the weirder they are.
Because they get bored.
People that smart get bored with just plain old vanilla, you know, whatever. That's
Hi, Nina.
They passed that when they were like 11, you know.
Well, I was telling her about this other guy I met him through a friend, and she's like, "Oh, come with me. You got to meet her." And I'm like, "I don't want to go meet somebody, you know, who's going to be there to meet me, kind of thing." She's like, "No, it's a family thing. You'll just come as my guest." And we got there, and the guy was freaking awesome. He was perfect. He was the sweetest guy, like just a total gentleman. You know, like I left and got my sweater. He ran after me to give me my sweater. He was just a really nice guy, and I was like, he's really sweet. And then like he asks permission. He's like, can I get your number? And you know, I'll just get it from my cousin. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And he comes to my work because he has to drop stuff off for her, and he calls into the store first and goes, hey, listen, I just wanted you to know that I'm here. I'm not trying to like invade your space or anything, and I know that you're working, but I have to drop this stuff off for my cousin. And I was like, that's fine. And we went for a date. We got on the bikes and we went for a ride, and we had lunch, and everything was nice. And we were coming home, and he was like not pushy or anything, very respectful manners, pulled out my chair for me, the whole 9 yards. And I had him checked. The guy had a lot of money. He owns a very large business here in Vegas. And I thought everything was great. And I was like, you know, maybe I could, you know, see myself dating this guy. And I get home and he like sends me these, like my phone is like going off and going and going and going. This was back before you actually had like, you could see the message on your phone. You had to go through another app like Facebook or something. And he had messaged me on Facebook. And it just kept going
Mhm.
off and going off and going off and going off. At this point, I'd been on a ride. I had road grime on me and stuff. So I was like, I peeled off my stuff and I was getting in the shower. And my mom comes in and she's like, your phone is just binging like crazy. And I'm like, fine. I get out of the shower. It's still binging. I just threw it on the bed. I ended up picking it up and there was like 25, 30 pictures of the guy butt ass naked.
Oh my God.
Now, that wasn't the bad part. The bad part was that from where a t-shirt on his arm would be to his
Mhm.
collarbone in a V,
Mhm.
all the way down to where his shorts would end, every
Mhm.
square inch of him was tattooed.
Ugh. Gross.
Every inch,
Yeah. Hmm.
Laura. Every
Hmm.
inch. Every.
Oh, I caught that. I caught it. See what you did there.
Yeah. I was like, oh my. Oh my.
Not interested in a pincushion either.
Well, I got the backstory on it. And I know this guy. We've been friends for many years now. And so I do know the story. He actually had a very, very, very severe accident when he was a kid. And he
Hmm.
had a lot of scars
Yeah.
between those areas. And so for him, it's
Mhm.
like a security blanket. He covered them up.
Right.
And it's not patchwork. This stuff is like, it was one big sheet that he had done it. He has no feeling. Like, he doesn't feel pain because of the accident.
Mhm.
So he could sit and have like his whole back done in one sitting. So the whole thing was like one cohesive piece. It all blended and worked together. And it was his security blanket. It's what he used to cover the scars.
Ugh.
And I know him today, and we're still friends and I see him all the time. And like, he still walks around in like, his jeans and a t-shirt and he looks like a normal, clean cut, average American guy. But I happen to know that between his collar and his mid thigh, he's completely tatted.
Wow. Huh.
Um, yeah, no, it's not striped like a candy cane. It's a snake with eyeballs.
Oh my God. Good Lord. Classy.
Understanding that the whole groin area is the Garden of Eden.
Hmm.
It's like a garden scene there. Yeah.
Classy.
Oh, it's great work, and it's from some of the best artists in the world. He even went to Japan to get some of the work done.
I don't care
Like
if
he and,
Michelangelo did it.
and
It's
it's
still.
gorgeous.
Uh. Hmm. Yeah. I just don't like tattoos.
Yes, Sandra, she did say she was thinking about doing some Christmas kits.
Yep. I'm just seeing what all I still need to do
And
some. I
Buford, we
think.
know you're one of the good guys,
No, we don't. We don't know
or
him.
we'd kick your butt out of here.
Hey, Sassy.
Let's see.
Oh, there's just as many crazy women out there, Buford. I totally agree. Totally. I've had friends tell me so many horror stories, or I've met girls or women who my friends were dating, and I was like the if you can get past Laura, it's all good kind of thing. And you think I'm kidding, but I'm really not. My
No,
friend
I'm not. I'm
Jason.
not laughing at you. I was laughing at what Hag said.
Oh, what did he? Well, he can't send underwear pics on here. True. YouTube's a good place to meet them. I am. I am the gatekeeper. You shall not pass. I see couples and wonder, how did they meet?
Yay!
I
Steffi
don't know.
got her video to upload to her Facebook group.
Okay, look, I
Yay!
wanted to upload a video to a Facebook group, so yay. I saw your little cutie patootie boyfriend playing
Yes, we
pee-pie.
did. Yes, we did.
He's precious, girl. You hang on to him. How does he feel about older women, just in case something happens, you know?
Hey,
I'm asking for a friend. Huh?
you're so bad.
Ask him if he wants a sugar mama. I am kidding. He is old too, so probably. Well, hold up. What you mean he is old too? What you saying, Cuddles? I was on a
Oh, you're gonna
site.
have a
This lady
war.
said hello. I said hello back, and wait, what? I missed it. Said hello back. The very next message I got, I wait a minute. What? I am so lost in chat right now. What you doing, Elz?
Counting out new applicants.
Oh, for a sale?
No, to put in the shop.
Hmm. Oh
Because
my
I was
lord,
full.
sassy. 36 would be me robbing the cradle. Yeah, me too.
36.
Trying to see
Yeah, I'd be
what.
robbing the cradle.
I was on a site. This lady said hello. I said hello back. The very next message I couldn't unsee. Oh my lord. Some people are just nasty. Carla says, I have family members like that, Arlene. I warn men off of them.
Oh yeah.
So he's 35 and you're 28.
That's perfect.
No, wait, he's 36 and she says, or maybe 37. She's thinking about it. Buford says, Laura, I couldn't unsee the pic she sent. Well, you know, not really that big of a gap. Steph, my ex-husband was 20. Whoa, really, Darla? Dang, my ex was 9 years older than me. And the only reason he got past me was he lied to me and said that he was. How old did he? When we met, I was 38, and he said he was 42, but he was 46. And I was so pissed off when I found out. Not that it would have bothered me, it was just the fact that he lied.
And he only lied by 1 year.
No, he lied by 4 years.
Oh.
But to me, if you tell a lie, what other lies are you going to tell?
Yeah. Especially when it's something as insignificant as that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just vanity because he liked younger women. He was very shallow. He was good looking though. That was all I cared about. We were two peas in a pod. If I want to see stuff like that, I want to see it behind closed doors. Well, yeah, I mean, I see these girls out the way they dress with just shit hanging out everywhere, and I'm like, really? You're comfortable in that? And you can tell that they're uncomfortable because they're constantly like tugging on their
Pulling it.
clothes and
Yeah.
squirming, and and it's like, now, bitch, I hope you are so uncomfortable. If you're gonna come out dressed like that, own it.
Well, that whole, the low rise pants.
Right. With the ass
Oh my
hanging out the
God,
back. Hey,
low
Kim.
rise pants were not made for fat women. Let's get past this.
No, they weren't.
My daughter, she's 31 years old, and she started wearing those things when they came out. She was like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old, 17 years old. And she
Hey,
looked at me
Tammy.
with the most honest face, and she said, I have never worn pants that went to my waist. I was like, you a lying? Because I had never put your butt in those things when you were a kid, and I would never have approved that living in my house.
Well, my mom was very strict on me, which I thought was terrible. But as I grew older, I understood why she did that because, number one, it trained me to not be comfortable dressed like, you know,
Inappropriately.
yeah. And if you're going to be successful, like if you're going to work in the corporate world or if you're going to have a job that's worth anything, um, it's all about how you carry yourself and how it's not, I'm not saying that you have to run out and wear designer clothes and carry a $300 purse and all that kind of stuff. But
But if you a size
depending,
20, own it.
well,
Wear a 20.
and it, like I said, it's how you carry yourself, you know. Walk with your head up. Don't look at the damn ground. Don't do that. Meet people in the eye. Look people in the eye.
I look down a
Square
lot
up
because
your
I trip on my
shoulders.
feet.
Huh?
I look down a lot when I walk, but I trip on my own feet.
Oh gosh. Carla says, I would love to wear moo-moos. Honey, you wear moo-moos all you want at home. Just don't do it at work. I used to have people come in and they would ask to pick up a application, or whatever. And I would just look at them. And I was like, really? You're going to wear a pair of yoga pants with juicy across the ass to pick up a. And I was like, we're not hiring right now. I didn't want to, I didn't want to waste their time and I didn't want to waste my time. Which, I mean, I could tell that they weren't qualified for the position anyway, but not just because of how she was dressed, but because of how she spoke and all that kind of crap. And do not pull up in front of a place to get a job and have about 6 kids screaming and hanging out the windows. You can forget about it.
Yeah, at least park around the corner with that crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. About 10 years ago, they were all wearing them, and they were thin, thin, thin material. I don't know if they were yoga pants or pajama pants, or I don't know.
They were pajama pants.
Yeah, you're too
We had
pretty
one
for
here.
that, Darla. She says, I'm bad about looking down. I wear a lot of black too. I just want to blend in. She's way too pretty for that.
Right?
I'm going to tell him you guys are offering him to be a sugar baby, or was it to have a sugar mama? Either one, either one. Whichever one he.
Whichever one floats his boat.
Whatever blows his skirt up, honey.
Laura will take him. Unfortunately, I'm extremely spoiled, so I can't afford to spoil anyone else.
I used to wear black and blue until a therapist pointed it out, so I made a point to wear colors. I'm all about whatever mood I'm in. I might wear black. No, I probably will wear black. But sometimes I'm in a, navy mood. Sometimes I like hot pink. Sometimes I want green. It just depends.
I wear black.
Oh, Tammy, I'm so sorry, hun. She says, talk to you all later. Not feeling well. Going to lay down. Hugs. Feel better soon, Tammy.
Feel better, honey.
Good night. Hope you feel better. JP says, I look down while walking, always looking for treasures. I do wear more colors now, and I've gotten better about not looking down. It's weird. On one hand, I'm very confident, but then on the other, I'm not. Darla, I think it depends on what kind of mood we're in. Sheriff Buford says, oh yeah, by the way, I did a paranormal video. I'll have to go check that out, Buford. Much love, healing, light, and blessings, Tammy. Tammy, I hope you feel better. I wear what fits, khaki and browns, blacks. I used to love one of my uniforms for when I worked for the state, and I was working in an MRDD, um, mental retardation, disabled disability facility, and it was nasty, and I had to look professional, but I couldn't. It's kind of a thin line there because you have to look professional, but you can't dress up per se, because I've seen people spit oysters on the back of somebody's sweater. Just not on purpose. He was coughing, and this big slimy oyster thing came up and went on the back of this. Anyway, I was not gonna. Anyhow, one of my go-to outfits was khakis and a denim shirt. I wore that so much because it looked clean and crisp and professional, but it wasn't like, over the top dressed up or anything. It was casual, but it was still dressy. Not dressy, but professional. Oh yeah, they love to keep you awake all night. Buford says black and blues for me. Hey Renee, how are you, Red? Unfortunately, I make an impression. I wear whatever I feel comfortable. All that people have to do is look away. My boyfriend, daughter, and I had the ghost experience. Let me guess, JD, in the barn? Because I know that barn's got somebody in it.
That barn is mean.
Oh my gosh. Stephanie said, I saw on Amazon they have a Walmart's People coloring book. Oh my God.
The people of Walmart.
Nina says, I was called Sir at Subway once, JD, so I said, thank you, sir, when she made my sandwich. She looked at me funny, then called me ma'am after that. Laugh out loud. Oh, JD says, not here, in a tiny apartment. JD, I know that barn is haunted. It's gotta be. And Stephanie says, oh my God, no stories, I'm alone. Well, how many in here? How? Just say me if you think you've had like a paranormal experience. JD
Me.
says, shh, about that barn.
Me. But
Buford
I
said,
like
Laura,
those.
it's a long video. It's a little over 30 minutes. I call it Paranormal History. Okay, we'll have to go check it out. Wow, most all y'all. Not Darla. Hey, Julianne. Julianne is singing in the rain. She's had one. Steph, Kim, Buford, Curly. I think the no's are less than the me's. That surprises me.
Well, I think it also depends on if you're open to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to see stuff like that. Hell, I would love for the aliens to come get me, but little bastards won't do it.
That's what I always said. I used to watch that show with the two plumbers.
Two plumbers?
Yes. What the hell was the name? Taps.
Hmm?
Ghost Hunters on. I think it was on A&E.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to
Oh,
watch that show, and I was, and they'd go into a building and they'd be like, "Your mechanism
dude,
to try and get the." And I was
you
like,
feel
if
something?
a ghost ever popped up and said, "Hey," they'd like freak out and
They
run.
would piss themselves. Steph says, I love ghost adventures. Carla says, ghost hunters from Rhode Island. Kat
Yep.
says, yes, a couple of times. That's pretty wild. So, have y'all seen stuff? Have y'all heard stuff? I'm just curious because
I seen stuff.
mine is just a if you hear anything besides what I show on screen, put it in the comments, Laura. Oh, seen and heard. See, I smell them and I can feel them, but I can't see them or hear them. I know that sounds crazy, but
No,
heard, seen,
that's a
and
type of
talked
sensory
to.
too.
Kat says, if my daddy was around, he could tell you things to make your hair stand up on its end. Ooh, that sounds fun. I heard and felt a presence. And Red says, I see stuff, I hear stuff, I dream stuff, I just know stuff, I smell stuff too. OMFG, me too, Laura, they make my neck hurt. Never had them make my neck hurt, but I definitely smell them and I can definitely feel like a presence.
I'm gonna try being sensitive to them and living in a house where somebody died. Somebody who doesn't like you.
Try living in a house that has the remains of two men in it. I can't say that loud.
I have saged Mike's dad to the garage.
I saw my dad standing in my doorway and he talked to me. My dad was in a wheelchair when he passed away. Wow. I used to dream of that shadow guy. My mom ended up taking me to the doctor. Well, what'd they do? Give you Tylenol for the shadow guy? I mean, what could a doctor do?
They breed it
I,
out of you.
JD says I have 4 cremains in my house. We were in the doctor's office waiting for the doctor to come in and tell us about Dan's thyroid surgery. We were 99% sure it was cancer. I looked out the window, and when I looked back, I'm waiting for the rest of Kat's story. My mom was standing by the sink and said, as clear as you all talking, it's all gonna be okay. Wow, Kat. Carla says, I have the father-in-law's cremains here. Took me to a crazy hospital for suicide people. She thought she was crazy, Steph? Good Lord.
Look, think about it. From the time that we are children, we are told, you have a scary dream, a nightmare, you see something in your room. What's the first thing your parents do? You did it to your kids too.
It's not
You
real.
walk,
Yeah.
it's not real, honey. It doesn't. So we get to the point where psychologically we say it's not real. Now, some people who don't have that, their parents didn't do that to them. They can still sense it. People that are sensitive to it, and there are people that are sensitive to those types of energies. They will continue to have those experiences through their whole life. And you know what? I personally, it's a blessing. Don't shy away from it. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. And especially if you see one of your loved ones come back to you, that's for a reason.
Yep, they had me on pills. That's where I found out I had depression and was a bit polar.
Yeah, that's what they gave you, was a label. They have to put a label on it and give you some pills.
Aw, Kat, what a nice vision. Kat says, hang on, let me find it again.
Dressed in her blue suit with the blouse that she made for her in school.
Yep. She was young and at peace. Arlene says, we lived in a house up north where a family died. The man took care of his wife and child while they died. We could hear him walking from one room to the other. Then one night I saw him. Ooh, Arlene. I have my mom's cremains and a necklace. I'm highly sensitive and have been my whole life, says Curly. Steph says, wow, all this time.
Jersey! Jersey's in the room.
Hey, Laura. We're talking
What's up,
about
girl?
paranormal experiences. See, I don't think of it as somber. I think of it as very interesting. But I hope no one gets upset, or, if it's upsetting anybody, we can change the subject. I just think it's all very interesting. Darla says, we need to talk about fun stuff.
All right, let's talk about some fun stuff. Who's got fun stuff to talk about?
Backyard, cleaned up, mows down. It was fun for me.
My child, and I was looking at the family photos. She saw a picture of my grandpa who died in January of 1997, told me she knew him. I was like, you can't know him. He died before you were born. Wow, Kat. Oh, wow. Jersey Laura says, oh my, I live in a house that is from pre-revolutionary water. What's going on? Oh, war. Lots going on here. Wow, Laura.
Oh, yeah.
The only paranormal thing that freaked me out, I walked past this older couple and I glanced at the woman and saw her wearing an oxygen mask and looked like she was in a coma. Ooh. And Darla says, it's okay, I'm not getting upset. You all talk about whatever you want. And Jersey Laura says, big hello all painty hands. And Buford says, your little red wagon, we buried the rest by my dad. I have two TVs. Steph can't have it quiet in her apartment because she's there by herself and she's getting scared. Bless her heart.
We are doing that poor child in.
And Sandra says, I've never seen anything like this sober. Silly girl. Does anyone know how to stop a man from playing pocket pool? The floater that filing does it 15 times a day.
Oh, that guy, the one that's the temp? Yeah, I can tell you how to get him to stop doing that, Carla. Call HR.
Yeah, I mean, report him. That's a form of sexual harassment. He can't be doing that at work. Or leave an anonymous note on his desk.
Yeah, keep playing with that thing, it'll fall off.
But I mean,
Tell him
in
the
all
truth.
seriousness, he's reaching in his pocket and playing with himself at work, Stephanie. But in all seriousness, if he's doing that, go to your HR and, well, go to your boss and say, this is what he's doing, because you have to report you have to follow the chain of command. Go to your immediate supervisor. Wait, what?
Yeah. And like, if you're like me or Sandra, I just walk up to him and go, listen, either you're going to stop doing that in front of me or you're going to lose it. And I may be the mechanism that takes it away. And then snap a big pair of scissors at him.
Well, you can't threaten him at work. Seriously.
Oh, I would deny that entirely. I'd be like, nope, never said a word to him. Has he been playing with himself? Oh my God, that's disgusting. Yeah, you watch me. I'd backpedal on that in a heartbeat.
Darla says, my ex would say he was so poor growing up, his mom cut a hole in his pocket so he had something to play with. Oh my God. She works
That's
in a
bad.
huge mailroom. But in all seriousness, you're going to have to go through the chain of command. Go to your direct supervisor, and if nothing is done, go to HR.
Yep. And
Because
with
you do not,
sexual harassment, you can bypass the supervisor, go straight to HR.
well, you do not have to. Well, it's kind of a common courtesy, But
Yep.
I mean, but she's right. You don't have to go to your direct supervisor, but to keep from stepping on any toes, I would do it. And if nothing is said or done, then go straight to HR. I'd give her 3 business days, or him, whoever your boss is. It's not in your work area. It
Set up
doesn't
one.
matter. It doesn't
No,
matter.
she's saying there's no cameras in their work areas.
Oh, okay. Just hallways. Well, you might have to pull your phone out and take a video.
I was just working on something. I put it down and now I can't find it. I hate this corner.
I do that all the time. I did that the other day and I still ain't found that shit.
It eats my stuff.
I mean, is he like, what's the word I'm looking? Is he related to someone? Is there some like nepotism going on? In the break room, there should be sign posted what to do. State laws.
Yep.
Yeah, they should have them in the break room everywhere. Can you kind of joke with him like, "Are you okay? You got crabs or something?" Darla. Ah, his dad is the chief financial officer. Well, there you have it.
Oh, see, if I knew that, I'd go right to his office, straight to his office. And be like, unless you want a lawsuit, get your boy, get his hands out of his pants. I'm sick and tired of seeing him play pocket pool. His dad probably is aware of it.
Excuse me. Is that a AAA battery in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Steph says, go to the news. Yeah. Yeah, he knows that she's seen it. Definitely, he's getting off on it. I personally would just go straight to HR.
I was going to say, you're going to go to the ER, honey. What's wrong?
No,
I
that was
locked
just
it off.
me. That was just me being a doofus.
Oh, I found it. Now I know what I can work on.
Is that Lori singing in the rain? No, that's Julianne. Oh my God, why are these popping? Hang on, y'all.
Come in. Go together. Come in. Come in.
Okay, maybe that fixed them. Not sure exactly how much motion you're seeing. Might be a OCD thing like a kid, Darla. Huh. So you have to put a glove on it and wear a mask if he's yanking on it. You making cards?
Who?
You.
No. Nope. I'm going to take this here card kit and make a journaling thing out of it.
Which one missing are so odd, which all reminded me of this conversation. No, I've never heard of them, Arlene. Like, is he full on wanking or just fondling? Darla wants to know. Darla wants a video, Carla. I'm kidding, Darla. Oh, God. I'm just messing with you.
I'm not. I want video.
Oh, gosh.
You know they can't help it, right? You know they do that in the womb.
Oh, they can help it. I mean, once they're grown-ass men, they can help it. They can wait till they get home to do that shit. Jane Peter says you should ask him, do you shake hands with that hand? Either one, Darla, can be part of a disability, but also inappropriate in the workplace. He will be 22 next. Yeah, he's too old for that. And I mean, you know, if he's autistic and he's doing this as a self-soothing behavior, then I wouldn't hesitate if you even I mean, does he act like he's autistic? Because some people you can't tell, and then other people you can. I mean, does he ever like you know, like have any kind of repetitive movements other than playing pocket pool?
Other than that, one major.
But you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they'll, you know, move their fingers, or they'll rock back and forth, or they'll tap their head or their forehead, or, I mean, they all have.
So that's what's wrong with me?
Yeah, you're self-soothing. Sing the Oscar Mayer Wiener thing. Yes, they're stimming. And some can't help it, and others do have a little bit more control. But if they are stimming, or if they are self-soothing, that's kind of something they need to do to kind of keep. I'm not saying that this guy needs, if that's what this guy is doing, he needs to not work in an environment where he's exposing himself to other people. He needs to be in an office somewhere by himself, or, oh, he's going to become a teacher. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, tap your head, rub your tummy.
I can do that. Oh, Lord, that is scary.
I can if I start them separate, but I can't do it. Now, tell me this. How many people, when I said that, just tried it?
I'm doing it right now.
Just see if you can do it.
Well, I knew I could. I think it has something to do with me being ambidextrous. I've never had a hard time doing stuff like that. I just haven't.
Yep, I can do it.
Sandra says, y'all got problems. My son rubs his ears and eyebrows. If stressed, he will do it until his eyebrows bleed. Oh my gosh, Charlene. Not me. Laugh out loud.
That's what she's not doing it. That there's energy I just don't have.
And JD says she's a nail biter. I'm a kicker.
Yeah, see, when I'm stressed, I just walk around kicking people.
No, I mean, especially my shorter leg, I tend to, if I'm stressed or whatever.
You have RLS?
Huh?
You have RLS?
Yeah. Me too, JD. It's just gotten considerably worse in the last decade. Put garlic on them nails. See, I love garlic. That would make me suck my thumb. I'd have a whole new problem. Kat says, Elz, say that in Eeyore voice.
What?
I don't remember what she said when she typed that. Oh, Nina says I used to pull my eyelashes out. I still have bald spots. Ow!
There are people that do that, though. That's actually a condition where they pull out their hair.
Mm.
Like, literally, there's a condition for it where they just, like, pull out chunks of hair.
Owie.
And they start with their eyebrows and...
Mm. She says I stopped pulling them out, but they didn't grow back. Yep, cure a problem and replace it with another problem. Darla says, or people that eat weird stuff.
It's called
And
motherhood, the hair pulling condition.
It's called motherhood, the hair pulling. Well,
And it never stops.
I have a full head of hair. I have no, what? Trichotillomania? Trichotillomania? Trichotillomania.
Mm-hmm.
What is trichotillomania?
The hair pulling.
Oh, okay. The people that eat weird stuff, those are pica. They'll put anything in their mouth. We had a guy when I worked at, when I was in the psychology field, which was what I originally my intent was to go into. There was a guy, he had a twin brother, and they both had this condition. At the time, there were only about 15 known diagnosed cases in the world, but it was an extreme form of masochism where these people would do things to their bodies to hurt themselves, but they would get off on it sexually. And they were crazy as hell, let me tell you. And this was over on the adult side, and I was scared to death of this guy because everybody said he had scabies, which I wasn't exactly sure what scabies were. I just knew I didn't want them. And apparently they're very contagious. But yeah, they cut, they do all that. But anyway, these guys would you couldn't let them get a hold of anything. One time we never had both of them at the same time because they always had to have somebody one-on-one watching them. But one time he broke a pencil, took the lead out, and stuck the lead up his urethra. Another time he got a hold of a wire coat hanger. Who the hell left a wire coat hanger for him to get a hold of it? But anyway, he took the wire coat hanger and straightened it out, left a hook on the end of it, and stuck it up his ass and pulled his entrails out of his ass. True story. And this excited both of these guys when they would do stuff like that. And these were adults, how they lived to be as old. Because I want to say they were both probably in their late 40s, early 50s at the time. I was scared to death. But they were always doing stuff like that. And there was no cure. There was no treatment. I mean, they had put them on so many different types of medications and cocktails, and yeah, it was just a congenital brain defect that, I mean, they tried lithium, they tried all the Thorazine, Haldol, all that stuff, and it didn't even faze them. I felt so bad for them, but at the same time I was terrified. He needed a straitjacket to stop it. Yeah, pretty much. But what kind of life is that, you know? Arlene says, I am starting to feel rather normal. Oh, y'all. If you ever go into psychology and take any abnormal psychology classes, it totally makes you think, you know, it makes you look at people in a completely different light. I'm not talking like psychology 101. I'm talking when you get deep into your degree and you get up into the higher classes and really start examining some of the things that they don't even think about talking about in the, you know, the underclassmen classes. It's unreal. It's so interesting though, because it's like, you know, how do the thing that amazes me is two people can have 3 children and everything be the same, but one child of those 3 can be completely messed up and the other 2 just be fine. And the one that's messed up was raised in the exact same environment with the exact same genetics, all that, as the other 2. And that just doesn't, I never could wrap my mind around that. Hag says there is a lot of unusual and strange things out there. Abnormal psych is fascinating, where in the brain things originate and how much we still do not know about how the brain works. Oh, absolutely. There is so little we know about the brain. And Darla says, exactly, Amy, it is fascinating. And Red says, hopefully it's in a light of compassion and with continued respect as a human being. Absolutely. See, this is why I would never want to be able to read minds. I do not want to know all that stuff. And Sandra says, inquiring minds want to know. Sandra, you would want to know. And Nina says, genetics are a mixed bag. Oh, the brain is so little underused. They used to say that we only use 20% of our brain, but I'm thinking, I want to say that they have found out it's even less than that.
It's like 12%.
Arlene says, my daughter Samantha is that one. Scary girl, but the other 2 were fine. Really, Arlene? I would just stick to art and writing. Kat says. Yeah, you have to, you know, you have to think about why someone does a thing. You know, there's evil out there that I can look at and go, you know, he is evil and he is bad, but I see where those behaviors came from because look what his mother did to him. Or look what his dad did to him. Or look what kind of upbringing he had. You know, we are products of our environment. And of course, genetics do come into play there, but I do believe that environment is a huge part of it. Sandra says 20%, oh brother, I'm in trouble. And Red is like, scary girl? They used to say 10%, but now they say that's a myth. They don't know. They don't know, Nina. They don't know how much of our brain is, you know, they don't understand any of it. That's like a lot of people say that consciousness is the brain. But others believe that the brain is consciousness, meaning that the brain is the consciousness is not run on the brain. The brain is a receiver for the consciousness. In other words, once the brain stops, it doesn't mean that the consciousness, or otherwise known as the soul, it doesn't mean that it ceased to exist anymore. I
Kat
strive every
says,
day
I
to
strive
be.
every day to be nothing like my maternal grandmother. She was a narcissist and a psycho. But you know what? Those are
Ooh.
choices people make. You don't
Mm,
have to be that way. Because, like, I've met people that are genuinely nasty. My mother was one of them. She was a narcissist. She was psycho. The woman was just mean and nasty. It was not a product of her upbringing. I knew my grandparents. She was just mean and nasty. And she picked who she was mean and nasty to. And that was a choice that she made. So I think a lot has to do with, you make a decision to behave in a certain way, whether you know it is socially acceptable or not, you still do it. Some of those people, that third kid, you have two kids that are perfectly straight, perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with them, and then you have that one third kid that enjoys hurting other people or enjoys embarrassing other people or whatever that's just something that they like to do. And it has nothing to do with how they were raised or who raised them or the environments in which they were raised. It is just a conscious decision that they make to be a little shit.
mm,
Don't get me wrong, there are people out there that do have mental issues. And there are true mentally deficient people. But 9 times out of 10, that is just somebody deciding to be a shit.
I disagree with that. It's very rare that I would come across a kid who chose to live the life that they were leading. It was usually because of their background and the things that they were exposed to, and um, there normally there was some kind of trauma in their life, or just
And
I
that's what I'm saying. Those people have a genuine reason for being the way that they are and behaving the way that they are.
right.
But there are far too many other people that for them, it is literally just a choice to be that vindictive, nasty, deceitful, hurtful individual. There's nothing wrong
You
with
know,
them. That's a
I
choice.
I worked with those kids. All I could stand was almost 6 years, because that was the most draining, hard job I've ever had. And out of hundreds of kids that came through that facility, there were two of them. We had no explanation as to why they were the way they were.
Right.
I used to be. I was a counselor. And um, because usually by the time we did the background history, the precipitating events that happened to bring them there, once we interviewed the family, um, got all that information on the kid, we could usually look at something and be like, that right there, that's what did it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but um, there are tests that can be run on, like, kids who are ADHD and behavior disorders, that kind of thing. It's not unusual for them to have a shadow on their brain. I know that sounds crazy, but it does happen. It has happened. I've seen it. I've seen the What? Some cases people know right from wrong, but choose to do what they want without regard to how. Absolutely. Absolutely. I sound like a therapist? Oh, God. But but yeah, we did have two kids, both boys. One was a sociopath, and um, sociopaths can. There is no treatment. There is no rehabilitation. There's nothing. They are perfectly aware of what they are, and they know right from wrong, and they just choose to be that way. They don't have the little voice in the back of their mind saying, I probably shouldn't do that. That's not very nice. They don't have that. They have
Right.
no conscience.
And I'm not saying that like people that cut, that is a genuine issue. I'm aware of that. As
Right,
as
right.
as foster parent, I have seen that dozens of times, hundreds of times, way too many more times than it. And what it is their way of they can hurt themselves, which makes them feel better because it's a control mechanism. It's like the 10 or 11-year-old who poops their pants. It's a control mechanism. That's what cutting is. It's considered a control mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's the one thing that they can control in their environment. And I get it. There's therapies for it. But I'm talking about full grown adults who absolutely positively know that their behavior is antisocial and they have no chemical issue on the planet. They just enjoy making other people's lives living misery.
Yeah. That's called an asshole.
That's an asshole. And unfortunately, a lot of those people get labeled as narcissists and psychopaths and lunatics and, you know, bipolar and they slap those damn diagnoses on themselves
Oh, yeah. It's an excuse.
and they use it as an excuse. I got news for you, sweetie. You don't want to be labeled, have antisocial disorder. You don't want that because that will get you out of jobs. But you're going to sit here and tell everybody that you have antisocial disorder. Do you even know what antisocial disorder is? Because it's a whole bunch of psychological issues. And you're saying you have this. Has a doctor told you this? And they use it as an excuse. They're like, I can't help it. I'm a narcissist. Do you even know what that word means? Because I'm looking at you and you
Who?
have none of the classic signs other than you're an ass. Those are the people I'm talking about. I'm not saying that people that
Um,
cut or that people that have genuine
no, no,
mental
no.
issues. I'm not including those. I am talking about like this bandwagon um, that's been popular for the last 10 years where, kids do anything they want. They turn around and go, well, I can't help it. I have this or I have that.
Oh, God.
Or my favorite, the one that where the kid acts like an asshole and you're like, I slapped that kid. And the kid looks at you and goes, I can't help it, I have ADHD. Yes, you can. Now that you know you have ADHD, you can prevent these behaviors.
Right.
There's ways you can work
Absolutely.
on it. That's what I'm talking about. Those people that like self-diagnose or that use their diagnosis as a crutch. True mental illness, you can't help that. But those people that know that there's nothing wrong with them other than they just enjoy making other people's lives a misery because it's fun and they've self-diagnosed, those are the people. That's the problem.
They're just sadistic assholes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there are people out there, Darla, that think that if they can get a label for it, then they can be handed a cure.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Well, and um, there's a certain amount of work that goes into it. You know, I mean, at
Mm-hmm.
some point, if you realize there's something wrong and you want to fix it, then um, you have to take personal responsibility for your own actions. You can't just say, "Well, I'm bipolar," or, "Well, it was how I was raised. I didn't know any better." Bullshit. Because by the time you become an adult, unless you are mentally retarded or developmentally disabled, you know better. And that's the point where if you screwed up, you need to take a long, hard look at yourself, quit making excuses, and own up to what you did. Because if you're a big enough asshole to do it, then own it.
Yep.
And Red is saying, please stop. I'm sorry, it's getting pretty intense. I realize that. I apologize. Some therapists are wonderful, but others are not there to help you become a stable, responsible adult. Agreed,
All right, let's talk
but
about other things. Let's talk about Christmas in July. What is everybody working on? What are you making? What are we making for Christmas?
is anybody working on anything for Christmas in July?
I am. This book right here, as soon as I figure out how I'm going to bind it.
Darla says, what are you working on, Elz? And Red says, I don't do Christmas. We have a few in here like that. You are not alone, Renee.
You are amongst the majority. I have to make this. I have to make that baby book. I haven't even started on that stupid baby book yet. I've got to get it done.
Apparently, Kat is making pickles.
Pickles? Pickles?
And yes, JD, we all know you don't do Christmas, hon.
Now that we have Stephanie completely like strung out, she's gonna go get something to eat.
Poor Steph. I think she's exhausted now. If I could give you one of my Klonopin, honey, I would. Just to calm you down. Poor baby. She feels like she's been to therapy, class.
Yes,
all the above.
Absolutely, Carla. It's gonna be Peter Rabbit.
I just can't wrap my mind around the fact that Elz is doing a Peter Rabbit. Ooh, bread and butter pickles.
What's wrong with me doing Peter Rabbit?
I don't know. It's just weird.
Well, I mean, it's not for me.
It's like me doing a Disney book or something. Not gonna happen. Hey, Erin. Where have you been, girlie? How are you feeling? Are you still dealing with that vertigo stuff? Peter Rabbit is cute. I agree. I want to go to Kat's house. She's making bread and butter pickles. I love them. I just don't like them on a hamburger. That is cruel and unusual punishment to trick somebody by putting a damn bread and butter pickle on a hamburger. Wendy's, I'm talking to you.
She calling them out.
Do not belong on a hamburger, they belong next to a hamburger.
Huh?
Hag says pickles do not belong on a hamburger, they belong next to a hamburger.
Well, I like dill pickles on a hamburger.
Thank you
Me
very much.
neither. I think it's odd that a lot of women do so much like little girl stuff, you know? I mean, we all have those, like, my thing is Peanuts Gang. I love Peanuts Gang. Charlie Brown, Lucy, Snoopy. I love all those guys. I love Looney Tunes. But all this Hello Kitty and Disney and that sort of thing, I don't get it. Unless you have kids. But when you're a grown-ass woman, I don't care for kosher pickles. They smell like a bad garbage that needs emptying. Carla.
Okay,
Ooh,
guys, I
Wendy's.
cannot do a steampunk Peter Rabbit or anything else. It's for a baby.
It's a baby book. No, you do it Peter Rabbit, Peter Rabbit.
I gotta do it like baby.
Peanuts Gang, Pooh Bear, and Little Golden Books. Yeah, but it's those are things that are close to you either from your childhood or your own children. I know women who are 50 years old that never had kids, that never had grandkids, that love all kinds of that sort of thing. And it's just odd to me. But, you know, hey. Oh, I love Casper. But how would you find enough stuff to do like a Casper the Friendly Ghost journal? That would be hard to do. I should go for it. Use it, collect it, own it. Yeah, you're right, Steph. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just find it odd. Because I find it odd that there's so many that are into all that, that love the cutesy. Arlene says, I want to see a goth Peter Rabbit. Not for you to give it to the baby. She just wants to see it. Taco Tuesday. So do I, JD. I used to have a whole entire library of Casper the Friendly Ghost comic books. Casper and Wendy. Remember Wendy Witch?
Mm-hmm.
Amy, did you have it in time? And don't ever give me a... Ugh. Barbie grosses me out. I've never been in... I didn't like Barbie when I was a little girl. I would cut her hair off and draw on her, give her tattoos. I loved paper dolls. Hey, Gloria. Welcome. Curly, I did not know that tacos are an emotion. I had no idea. Cacti.
Speaking of tacos, where's Rogerio?
Llamas. I haven't seen Rogerio in a long time. I think he's been busy. I know that he gets up really early to go to work. So he's...
I haven't seen Michelle either, though.
I haven't either. I'll have to go check on him. I used to hate Hello Kitty, but one day I was very depressed and I saw a Hello Kitty cute journal, and so from there I like Hello Kitty. Laugh out loud. And Erin says, I like Holly Hobby. I could totally see that, Erin.
Stephanie, if you like Hello Kitty, please let me advise you not to watch my 1,000 subscriber video when I get to that mark.
Do what?
I'm telling Stephanie she doesn't want to watch my 1,000 subscriber video if she likes Hello Kitty.
Oh. Now that would be fun, Red. She says, I collect dolls to make them freaky for decoration. Carla says, I never got Holly Hobby. Oh, I loved Holly Hobby when I was a little girl, but I also loved Little House on the Prairie. So, and to me, they kind of went together.
Hey, Gloria, welcome. All right, Peter Rabbit book. Half book.
Vampire Barbie.
Little girl's book. Need to put some paper in this thing.
I need to catch up on your videos, Elz. I never saw the finished romantic journal that you did. I had Dawn dolls and Chrissy dolls. I don't remember Dawn and Chrissy dolls. Erin says that's because yeah, true, Erin. I didn't even think about that. So did you love Little House on the Prairie too? Rock flower dolls? I don't remember those either. Carla says, I had a Dolly Parton doll.
Did it fall
Hey,
over a lot?
Shelly. Welcome, Shelly.
Hi, Shelly.
I still have my Dawn doll, says Jean Peter. Sandra, what's the name of your channel? It's delightfully fun, Arlene. Donnie and Marie dolls. I had those.
Yes, I had those.
I had a Chrissy doll. It's the only one I didn't tear up. I don't remember. I'll have to look those up. I had a couple of Barbies and the Sunshine Family dolls. Also had a Mary Poppins doll. Y'all know what I loved? I had this ugly ass, big, black and yellow monkey. And it had it was holding a little plastic banana. And you could stick the banana in its mouth. The body of him was soft, kind of. But his hands and his face were plastic. That thing was so ugly, but I loved it. Oh, you're younger than us, Curly. Dawn is a doll smaller than Barbie. Chrissy was a red-headed doll with her hair that grew out. Loved Little House on the Prairie, read all the books, wore flannel nightgowns to bed, and a nightcap too. Erin, me too. Oh, a Munchie Chi. I remember those things. No, this was a monkey. This was absolutely a monkey. Curly had Cabbage Patch dolls. I was too old for those. Sandra, the one I thought was a Chrissy, had blonde hair that grew out. 2 YouTube
My mom quit
accounts.
buying me dolls when she caught me in the backyard blowing them up with firecrackers.
No YouTube videos. Mine too, Erin, but no nightcap. All those dolls you were talking about, my kids had. Oh gosh, JP. I had a Munchie Chi. I still have one. I had a Chrissy doll. Everybody had a Chrissy doll. Apparently I was deprived.
I don't even know what a Chrissy doll is.
I don't either. So all of you that had Chrissy dolls were their hair curly. And Chrissy had red, but not ginger red. It was California blonde cousins to Chrissy's, Dina and her. How the hell do you remember all that, JD? Also had a baby doll, and I gave her measles with my mom's mascara. Permanently stained her. My grandparents had given her to me. Said I'd ruined it. Grandparents said that's what it was for. Oh, grandparents are great, man. Picked up a Chrissy the first day back to the thrift store for $3. Wow. Original dress too. Anyone have baby beans? Baby beans? Like Beanie Babies? Is that what you're talking about? Because I still like Beanie Babies.
But what was that?
Well, Erin said, anyone have baby beans? And I said, do you mean Beanie Babies?
Because you still like Beanie Babies?
Sometimes.
Aw, the big bad witchy has a softie.
Mine had straight hair, and I thought she was defective because the other ones had curly hair.
She was broken.
Detectives with straight hair. Okay, mine has straight hair. That's the monkey. That's the exact monkey. Y'all, Kat just sent me a picture, and it's a picture of the exact monkey that I had.
We'll put it under the screen so we can all see it.
And he did not have a name. Guess what I called him?
Monkey?
Monkey. That was it. That was his name. That was my monkey. Wait, let me make sure I'm holding it straight. That was my monkey. That was him. I told y'all it was ugly.
Oh my God, I remember that creepy thing.
I loved him. Anytime I got mad, I would always say, yes, aren't I clever and
I'm only putting
imaginative?
7 pages in each signature on this one because it's just for like the first year.
Called her Kitty. My son used it as a bottle prop when he was a baby. I had a little red wagon, and anytime I got pissed off, I would go and I would get a couple of Cokes. I would get some popsicles. I'd get some cookies. I would get Monkey, and I would put them all in my little red wagon, and I would start walking down the road mumbling, I'm going to go live in the woods and eat worms. I'm going to go live in the woods and eat worms. And my grandmother would say, well, what the hell are them cookies and popsicles for? And I would say, they're for my monkey.
Monkey had to eat something.
Mr. Bim. So did that belong to... We loved him. We wanted him, so we would try to hide it from Bev. So that was for your daughter, Kat, or for you? Because those are from the 70s. Or possibly late 60s. Because I was born in 1970, and I don't remember a time not having my monkey. Okay, gunfight all, Sonic awaits. I think she meant okay, good night all, Sonic awaits.
Yeah.
Enjoy, Renee. Good night, hun. Enjoy your Sonic. My friend has a monkey like that. Got it when she was 1, still has it. Named it Bob. Laugh out loud. No, my niece had it. She was born in 1976. Okay, I gotcha. Man, I loved my monkey. I had all these pretty little dolls and stuff to play with. And I loved the ugly monkey. Turns out her dad's name was Bob, too. Okay. But she didn't know that at the time. These are heavy.
Okay, do not try to cut off an eighth of an inch with a cleaver.
What are you doing?
Cutting this down so I can put it in the spine. I'm trying to take off basically a 1/16 of an inch.
A hair.
Yep.
I loved my red donkey and other handmade stuffed animals. Sent you bitty beans, Laura. Okay, let's see what... I have my noise canceling headphones on so I don't hear my phone going off. Let's see what Erin sent. I had one of those. I remember her. Do y'all remember this? Total 70s doll.
Oh, I like the pretties.
Isn't she cute? Anybody else remember those? I had one of those.
Nope.
I don't remember that being her name, but hey, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
Gloria wants to know if you can explain how you do the spine, Elz. We
Sure.
have about...
On this one, absolutely. This one's pretty straightforward.
I had one in a green suit and brown hair. Darla says, I didn't have one. I remember her. I might have had one like that. I remember Mrs. Beasley, but I didn't have one. Popples. Yes, my sister had one, and I would kick away from her like keep away. I'm learning how to... Gloria is learning how to do journals.
Very cool. Speaking of, I wonder how somebody's journal's coming along.
Sassy's?
Mm-hmm. Sassy, are you still here, baby?
She might have to go take care of Trolley or something.
Yeah. So I got the book, and then I actually like to use 2 pieces of thinner chipboard and glue them together because for me it just gives it a little bit more give. And then I just glue that in and let it dry on this particular type of a binding. Not my most common binding, but it's fast and easy and dirty.
Oh, Curly had Care Bears. Rosebud dolls. I don't remember those.
Did anybody have the Dolls of the World from the Boy Scouts when they were growing up?
Not me. Oh wow, I bet that's worth some money, JD. She has her mom's Shirley Temple doll.
Ooh. My brother was a Boy Scout for years. My mom was a den leader, so he did like Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. I was a Cub Scout, and they sold these dolls back east that were the Dolls of the World, and they came in this like plastic bell, and it had like a paper bottom on it, like a cardboard bottom, and the doll would stand up in this plastic bell, and they were like $5 a piece. And my mom would buy me like 2 of them every year. I had those things forever. And I got rid of them probably about 10 years ago. And I found them on eBay. The complete set was going for like $600.
I remember Betsy Wetsy dolls. Yep. I'm sorry, Els. What were you saying? Say that again.
I found the dolls years later. I found them on eBay. I got rid of them a few years back. And I found them recently on eBay, and they were selling for like $500-600 for the whole set. And they were selling. I could have kicked myself in the butt for that.
Mm-hmm. Women pay a lot of money for dolls.
Oh, yeah. Baby Alive. Yes. Yes. With the
Bad
special
Care
baby
Bears?
food you'd feed her, and she'd poop it out in the diaper. That was like the one thing your parents regretted buying you. JP says, I'll just strap it in the front seat and drive it home.
Sandra, girl, you so goofy. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, Sandra, you kill me sometimes. I said something about Sandra looking young. She goes, I don't have a pic. I said, oh. And I took a picture of her profile pic on Facebook. And she was like, oh. I guess because we're on YouTube right now, and she was thinking, anyhow, you had to be there. Sorry, y'all. Just classic Sandra. Oh, wow. Never been played with. 1971 Miss America doll that my grandmother got me when I was 2. Ooh, I know that thing's worth some money.
I have
Huh?
2 dolls that were my mother's when she was a little girl. And the one of them, the taller of the 2, she lost the original clothing years ago and the shoes and all of that. And I remember they used to sit on a shelf in the room that my brother and I used to stay in when we would go to my grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And when my grandmother passed away, my mother brought them home for me. And when my grandmother passed away, I was in my 20s. And, well, when my grandfather passed away, she brought them home. I was in my 20s, and I was like, why did she bring me these dolls? And they're walking dolls. Do you remember the dolls used to hold their hands and they would walk? This was like the first walking doll ever made. And when it would walk, it would blink its eyes and turn its head. And it had real human hair on it. Creepiest damn dolls I have ever seen. And they are out in the garage. And because they had lost their clothes, my grandmother made clothes for them. So I was looking at them one time, and I took them to a shop to get them appraised to find out if they were worth anything, because they were very old. I mean, my mom was born in 46. So these dolls were from like very early 1950s. And the lady pulls up the dress to look at the dolls because she's looking for like the maker's mark. And unbeknownst to me, my mom's brothers, my uncles, had sketched private parts, carved them into the dolls.
Oh my gosh.
I was so embarrassed and I laughed so hard. They like drew a little private part on it. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, please. She pulled up the dress and she goes, yep, this one too.
Well, y'all, before I sell, because they're talking about creepy dolls, not dolls with body parts. I will have to, before I sell, because I'm selling all my Halloween stuff this year, and I don't know what we're gonna do with the money, but we'll do something nice for the house, because it's a lot. I mean, anyway, I'll bring in some of my props and some of my dolls and show y'all so that y'all can see, because some of them are dolls, some of them are, you'll just have to see, but some of them are very, very creepy.
Darla,
will enjoy it.
they were over $1,000 a piece is what they're worth.
Wow.
They're in near pristine condition other than that little. And apparently the clothes for them are somewhat easy to find, because a lot of people, I guess the kids would take the original clothing off, because one of the things you could do was redress these dolls. So there was a plethora of clothing for them. So outfits are available readily. And one of the dolls does have some damage to it that actually needs to be repaired, where one of the legs is coming off. So I have to take it to a restorer, and they said that would be about $100 to have it restored. And they could actually get rid of the engravings, the customization of the dolls. But yeah, the 2 dolls together, they're worth about $1,000.
What kind of, sorry y'all, what kind of dolls were they?
They're walking dolls. I don't even think they have a name. They're from 1951, I believe.
Oh.
You said 1950 or 1951.
Because I had like a big old doll that was tall. She had blonde hair. And if you held her hand, she would kind of waddle back and forth and walk along beside you if you went real slow.
Did anybody have the ballerina dolls? Do you remember those?
I didn't.
They had the little loop on the foot. You put your foot in their foot. You could make them dance.
No. Yeah,
Darling,
y'all
your
know
dolls
that
are probably worth more than mine.
I have the original clothes too. They smell odd. JD says, I have a lot of plastic skulls and skeletons. Does yours have metal pins in the legs? Darla's asking.
Yes. Pins and like rubber bands. They're thick rubber bands like. Hi, Harry. Yes, that's my
I
journal
had
and
a
you're sitting
walking
on
doll. I remember throwing her because she wouldn't run with me. I wore 10 tans on my sneakers and walked around like a whore.
Yes!
I have one that cries when you lay her down. I had one that, you know, when you laid her down, she closed her eyes, and when you picked her up, she opened them, and those were creepy to me.
Yes, and we all had that baby bottle that looked like it emptied.
Yeah. It had that white stuff in it that was supposed to
Yes.
look like milk, but it was the consistency of water.
And you turn the bottle upside down and the whole thing would disappear into the cap.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you finished
Yeah.
your bottle. Harry, you really need to go, buddy.
Harry.
I'm trying to work on that book. How am I supposed to do a whole journal in a live stream if you don't leave?
I'm proud to say I have no dolls in my room. I do have some dolls out in the shed, but I gave my dolls to my sister. She needed them for a ritual. I told her I didn't want them back.
I have my original teddy bear that I got when I was 3. And I actually remember getting it.
Wow.
Because it was a gift from our landlord. And I remember him because he was the first person I ever saw in a wheelchair. He had MS.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over there. It was just before Christmas. We went over to pay the rent for January. And usually I stayed in the car, and he sent his wife out to come and get me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went inside, and I don't even remember his name, but I remember him very clearly. And he pointed to a box under the tree, and he said, go ahead and get that box there. And I went over to get the box, and I brought it back to him. He goes, well, go ahead and open it. And so I opened it. It was on his lap. I was terrified of him because he was in the wheelchair. I'd never seen that before. And I opened it, and there was a teddy bear in there. And that teddy bear has been to Girl Scout camp, Boy Scout camp. It's flown across the country, been out of the country. My mom had to replace the hands, the paws on it, like 3 or 4 times. And it's actually wearing the original clothes from my original Baby This and That. And I could make him wave and say hi and bye and shrug his shoulders and all kinds of stuff. And his name is Theodore Edward. And I still have him, and he sits on my dresser in my room.
Harry wants your attention.
You get that, do you? If I stop petting him, he grabs me.
Mm-hmm. I saw that foot come out and grab your hand like, hey. Hey.
Get back over here.
Look at him. So sweet.
Yes, I remember my buddy and kid sister. Oh, God. What?
My buddy and kid sister.
You
I don't remember
are
those.
fat.
Harry
You're
is
fat.
rotten.
You're
you
a
ought to
rotten,
see
horrible,
Gracie.
fat kitty.
Gracie.
Spoiled.
I don't know that Gracie can even jump up here on my table anymore.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord. Steph says my boyfriend is on break. I just told him about the sugar thing, laughing my ass off. What did he say, Steph? Was he laughing? Trust me, darling, you're good. You have no worries. No generations of worries. I have a stuffed dog, which I named Barry, like it was a bear. I was more into like outdoor toys. Like, do y'all remember the Twist-a-Lemon? It was like a black rubber thing that you put on your ankle, and you swung it around and jumped over the lemon. And
Yes.
sometimes it would crack you in the ankle and make you wish you were dead.
Go. 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 Go.
I see Kitty Billy.
Oh my God, he's so bad.
Oh, Big Wheels, man. I loved Big Wheels. And bikes. Yep. Rode my bike everywhere.
I remember when they put that the handbrake on the big wheel, and
Mm-hmm.
it was only on one tire, and kids learned how to spin that thing.
You could cut a cookie like nothing else. I mean, twirl. Like, we had loose gravel down at the end of the road where it made like a 90-degree turn.
Uh-huh.
And I could get going down that hill and pull up on that. Because I had one, it was called a gator. And
The
it was
green
like one
one
of the. Yes, yes.
with the black wheels.
Yep. It was badass looking. And all the boys in the neighborhood, because I didn't have any girls to play with, it was all boys. And all the boys were like, man, that looks cool. And I was like, you got one of them old Bobo big wheels. I bet I could beat you. And then because that was the first one that had like the big brake on it, and I could ride down that hill and pull up on that brake and cut about 4 cookies on that sucker. And of course, I damn near killed myself on it a couple of times, but the sit and spin, yes, I had one of those and I loved it. So much fun. Just sit there and spin till I threw up.
See, but when we were kids, if we didn't have a toy, we made toys. Remember 2x4s, roller skate wheels?
Mm-hmm. Hell,
Maybe do a kickboard.
we would rake up pine straw and make forts and
Oh
play
yeah.
house. And kids don't do stuff. They don't use their imagination anymore. They don't even play outside anymore. Aaron, we don't need that now. We just spin randomly for no reason.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, the sucker's dry. Let's make a template.
I think Gloria was wanting to see how you were going to do this. So, heads up,
Yes.
Gloria. Pay attention.
I'm gonna get me a piece of cardstock here so I can make a template.
Is Gloria still in here? You still there?
Yes, he's still here.
Give us cardboard, man. We were in bed. Yeah, Barbara. That was fun. You get running down a hill, throw that piece of cardboard on the ground in front of you and sit on it.
Oh, and if you
Instant
left out, your
sled.
parents bought a new appliance.
And you got that box?
Mhm. We were like cats with boxes back then.
We were too. That was a redneck sled.
Yep.
Because we didn't have snow in the South. So, cardboard box. Oh, yeah. I'm looking on the internet at the dolls. Oh, childhood memories. Arlene says, I grew up on a farm. We didn't really need actual toys. We had barns, tools, hay bales, livestock. Yep.
Yeah.
Country kids, Arlene. We lived into a canyon. My grandpa had a heating and air conditioning business and would give me the big old boxes. I made many houses with those things. Yeah, that was fun. You could start cutting pieces out and make forts or make actual houses or paint them and draw on them, and there's all kinds of stuff you could do with big old boxes. Oh my God, we found a big piece of cardboard at one of the elementary schools I went to in California. We slid down the asphalt hill at the back of the playground. And Jean Peters says, we went sledding with a trash bag. Yep. Someone said we had a pool in our yard, and oh hell, we had Dawn and a tarp and water hose.
Yep.
It'd chew you up if you fell off the cardboard, but that didn't stop us. Nope, we were not little whiny babies when we were kids. These kids now, Lord have mercy.
You couldn't be a whiny baby when we were kids because all the other kids would beat the crap out of you.
Yep. Yep, slip and slide. We loved to slip and slide. Remember putting your feet in bread bags in the winter before you put on your winter boots?
Yep.
No, not not in Louisiana, Aaron.
No, that's a northeastern thing there. Get to school and your feet would go crinkle, 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 crinkle. But
No,
your feet were warm.
we never had to do that. Remember the 20-foot tall metal slides? Yep, they were hot as hell during the summertime and would take the hide right off the back of your legs.
Mm-hmm.
Saucer sled for Christmas, but all we got was ice. To the hell out of that thing on the ice. Huh? Tore the hell out of that thing. I never tried one of those. Every time I think of saucer sled, I think of Christmas Vacation and Chevy Chase on the saucer sled and the sparks coming from behind him. Sandra just found her Dawn fashion show stage, and JD says, I had that stage once. And Arlene says, worst play injury I ever received was using a car hood as a sled. Got thrown about 10 feet, landed on gravel. Ow. Used to slick those metal slides up with our wax paper from lunch. Erin says, broke my arm on a slip and slide as a kid. Kat says, typo, tore the hell out of that thing on the ice. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. I can usually decipher the typos. Ouch, Arlene, says Darla. No safety guards, you just knew not to fall off. That's right. Hold on tight. Damn it.
Not like these wimpy little kids today.
Yeah, they have all these helmets and pads and elbow pads and knee pads, which is
Ride
good.
a bike, they don't even want to drive.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that they're safe, but they're kind of missing out in a way, too. Rubber mulch. Oh, I remember that stuff. We used push mower bodies without the motors for go-kart races. That was the best. Oh, I bet that was fun. We used to roller skate in the middle of the street down pretty steep hills in XA or California. Also rode in my friend's red wagon in the middle of the street. Cops stopped us. We promised not to do it anymore. Seat beetles, airbags, no SIG lighters in the dashboard, wimps. Oh, seat belts. Then as soon as he was gone, is he gone? Then did it again. Yep. California. I thought that's what you meant, Nina. My father would tow our sleds behind his Volkswagen Beetle through the neighborhood. Yeah, that sounds fun. Showing my age here. Anyone remember a doll named Drowsy?
Yes.
I don't. And we survived those plastic Halloween costumes. Oh my God, those things were so stinking hot. Oh, they were hot. It's like wearing a garbage bag. Hell, we had gravel in our school playground. Kids would kick them while swinging. Caught one up the nose once or twice. Oh, God. Yep, we are, Steph. We are old. And the flipping elastic never held. Nope, sure didn't. I'm sure, Steph, when I was your age, I would have thought, good God, they're all so old. I would have thought the same thing. I remember when Pop Rocks came out. Yep, I do too. I remember just sitting there giggling the first time I had them pop in my mouth. I was like, oh my God, these are so cool.
Who remembers Zots?
She's
Zots
28.
candy.
Erin, or 26. She's a baby.
She's a baby.
Zots?
Yes.
I don't remember those.
They were like hard candies, and you put them in your mouth, and then they would, when you get to the middle, there was like a foaming powder in them. My brother used to put them in his mouth and then run around telling me he had rabies.
I don't remember those.
I introduced him to my 2 youngest kids, and they were like, "This is the best shit ever."
Oh, God. I've never heard of them. I can't believe there was a candy that I've never heard of. What the hell? No, I loved Pop Rocks. I still like Pop Rocks. I'm not gonna lie. And I lived dangerously. I would put Pop Rocks in my mouth and then take a drink of Coke. Because they would fly out of your mouth. Laugh out loud.
Oh, Curly. Miss Curly.
Yep, didn't kill me. Chiclets gum, yep. I love this fruit stripe gum. You chew it like 3 times and spit it out because all the flavor was gone.
Pay attention to your camera, Curly. Pay attention, Curly. It will be in a second.
The zebra one, yep, that was my favorite gum. Yep, with the tattoos on the wrapper. Oh, look at that pretty paper.
That's Curly's custom dye order.
Very pretty.
Part of
Where
it
is
anyway.
Curly? Oh, Curly is hypnotized.
Yes, she is.
What kind of paper is that?
It's Ledger.
Oh, okay. Damn. She says, "Thank you, Amy."
She says, "Thank you, Amy."
And juicy fruit. I love the fruit stripe. And Big Red, yep. I used to love the watermelon Hubba Bubba, but my mom wouldn't let me chew it because she said the smell of it gave her a headache. 20-pound ledge size paper, 14 by 17. Wow. So, Curly, what are you going to do with that? Oh, I loved blackjack. And tea-berry. Me too, Erin, but those weren't so easy to find all the time. Steph is 28. See, she's a baby. Tea-berry and clove. Yum. You can still, the only place I've found that you can still get that stuff is at Cracker Barrel. It's a secret? Fine. Bye, Arlene. Good night, hon.
Bye, Arlene.
Are you doing Late Night Lunatics tonight, Elz?
Yep.
I can still find them in the Amish. We don't have an Amish country here.
Of course I'm going to have a Late Night Lunatics. I got to finish this journal tonight.
Have a good night, hon. Root beer flavor. Jean Peter says, y'all are babies. Not all of us, Jean Peter. We only have one in here that's a baby, and that's Stephanie. I think we're all, like, within a,
a decade?
Anyway, I was going to say 5 years to a decade. 5 to 10 years apart. Yep. 54, 51. Me and Erin's 50. Kat's 51. Sandra just says over 50. Curly's a baby. She's 41. Jean Peter says, sounds like I am the oldest. I'll be 50 on my next birthday, says Hags. Carla says, I am one.
I'm 51. This in.
Curly
I'm
says
the proud
41 in
owner.
real life, 78 soul.
I am the proud owner of level 51.
Darla says, I'm 48, I think.
All right, so Gloria, if you're paying attention and following along, I build a template where I'm going to put my holes in my book, then I put the holes in the book, and then I'll put the holes in my signatures. And I mark my template with a mark at the top so I know which end is the top and which end is the bottom. I'm probably not the best person to learn how to make journals from because I don't take 20 years to do it. I can do a whole journal in about 4 hours.
Sandra. Erin says, I don't want to level up, but I don't really like the alternative either. Well, I'm excited to be hitting 50 because I just am. Aw, Jean, you're young at heart. That's all that matters, really. That's right, Jean. I would have never thought JP was older than us. I thought she was kind of right in the middle of us. She certainly doesn't look older than us, put it that way, or act older than us. JP says menopause is, Nina says menopause is magic. Yeah, black magic. It's evil. It's bad.
Love me some menopause.
JD says been there, done that. 50. I started going backwards at 25. Hit 0 last year, and I am 1 on the way up. I'm so ready for menopause. It's so much better than what's going on down there right now. Ugh. I hear you, Hags. You know, I used to always be one of the young ones. Now I'm one of the old ones. Hell, JP, that's all of us. See, I would have never guessed JP to be 60. Never in a million years. You look 10 years younger, hun. That's the good news.
You're looking good, baby. Looking good.
Kat says, my hubs is 60. All right, y'all. Well.
No, can't do that until I'm done with this.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the middle, and if I stop in the middle, I make a mess of it.
That is absolutely true, JP. Fat does keep the wrinkles away.
Yep, and it also gives us cushion so when we fall down, we don't break a hip as easy.
JD says, I look young for my age, even though I get called sir. Grrr. And Nina says, my internal heater keeps going on and off. Laugh out loud. That is menopause, hun.
Yep.
Sandra says, laugh out loud, JD. See, Darla, I told you. And Erin says, shut it, Curly. Because Curly said, my mama is 60.
Get it?
We don't want to hear it, little girl. I don't like the fact that I've found some very dark hairs on my face recently, or that my peach fuzz is looking more prominent.
Yeah, that's going to keep going on.
Yeah. I find these white, like, straw or wire hairs on my neck, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Which wouldn't bother me if they didn't seem to pop up overnight.
Yeah.
Like if there's, and then just like you're just sitting there one day and like you reach up and you're like, what the hell is that? What is that?
Nina
and then all of a
says,
sudden, It's like 4 inches long.
Right. Yep. Oh, I pluck them. Pluck them.
It's just got to go.
Nina says, if I started twerking, I'd start an earthquake. Laugh out loud. I would shift some Teutonic plates, I can tell you that. Shave it or pluck them. Darla, I would have a beard if I didn't pluck daily. I always tell my mom that my dad was not my dad. I know that she bred with a Sasquatch and she will never convince me otherwise. Nina, I have white hair in my eyebrows too. Carly says, I have had that for 10 years. I figure I'll have a full-on beard in 10 more. And Jean Peter says, Darla, welcome to my world.
Wait a minute. Has anybody started getting dark chest hair?
Oh, Lord, no.
I have found stray dark hairs on my chest. What the hell is that?
Well, I'm a redhead, so with very pale. You have darker features than I do, so.
Yes, but my father is Native American. Do you have any idea how hard it is for Native Americans to grow body hair? I have no hair under my arms. I don't shave my legs but twice a year. And all of a sudden,
says,
chest hair. What the hell?
Darla says, oh shit, don't tell me that.
All right, so I guess I'm going to have to finish this book during Late Night Lunatics.
Oh my God. I am not reading that out loud, Nina. Oh my God.
Where?
Scroll up.
Scroll up. Okay.
Oh, y'all kill me. I love y'all.
I have white hair in my eyebrows. I got that. Above or beyond? Where am I going? Oh, wait, here we go. No, I had a couple of nipple hairs as a teenager, but they fell out and haven't grown back. That's probably a good thing. I'll say nipples.
Curly says, I have hairy legs and don't care. Sandra is covering her eyes going, Nina. Yeah, well, that's just part of getting older. You're going to find hairs where you're like, what? Huh? And Darla says, I researched it. It happens.
Oh, good gravy.
My hair on my legs is patchy now. Me too, Nina.
I seriously have not shaved my legs since, oh Christ, last Christmas. I think there's 10 hairs on my leg, if that. Nope, no hair yet.
Yeah, but it's growing everywhere else now.
Yeah. And unfortunately for me, my mom had her stuff removed. So I just like, I had no authority. I couldn't look at my mom and go, so what happens during menopause? All the women in my family had all their stuff taken by the time they were 35. I'm 51. It's still here. And I'm going, I don't know, complete mystery. My daughter looked at me the other day, my oldest one, she's 31. She went, Mom, when did you start menopause? Like, when do women in our family start menopause? I'm like, well, I started it such and such, but I can't tell you, baby. She's like, oh, yeah. You still got your junk, Ma? Yeah, I still have it. What? Harry, I don't know what kind of crack you're on, but you need to not give me that book. Don't you dare. I know you. All right. That is the Laura yawning. She has to go to bed. You taking your meds, honey?
Yeah.
All right. Yes, Aaron, there he is, the Harry. In all his annoying glory.
You big baby.
You want to show everybody your pretty kitty face? Not in this lifetime, huh? God, such a
He will not look at the camera. He just will not do it.
No, he won't. Let me see. Let go of my shirt. You're gonna get turned upside down whether you like it or not. Everybody's gonna see your pretty face. Look up, look up, look up, look up, look up. Look up, let everybody see
There
your
he
face.
is. Hey, Harry. Hey, Harry. Hey, baby boy.
Hey, Brooke. Seriously, look at what he does. He will not look at the camera. He's like, no, not looking at it. Not doing it.
It's like he knows. I'm not showing them what they want to see.
I know. Hey, Brooke, did you get your thing yet that I sent you?
Where's Brooke? I don't see Brooke.
Here.
JD says those eyes were bugging out. Oh, there's Brooke. Fishy face.
Neither wants a
Hi,
Harry.
Who's Fishy Face? So things that are a plus after 60, not much leg hair, no more pap tests, the hair on your chin turns blonde and softer, and AARP.
AARP. They've been after me for like 5 years now. Brooke, are you still here? No, it's not scary. You're going to laugh your ass off when you open it, Brooke. I saw this when I was on my scavenger in Utah. You had to have.
Why is Cat Fishy Face? I see nothing fishy about her face. Explain yourself, Brookie. Hey, Miss Cat. You are still not sleeping, Miss Cat? Good grief. She was making a fish face on one of Brooke's locks.
Right,
okay, I gotcha. Okay, I see now. I know, Brooke. I knew there was a reason. I mean, I just wanted to know the story.
I don't even want to know what she calls me when I'm not around. I'm like the fluffy fish or something. I don't know. Oh, crap. I'm sorry, JD. Hold on.
What's wrong? I'm missing.
I took JD's panties away the other day.
You took everybody's panties away the other day.
Well, it
was a sea of blue in the cell, and it was hard to.
Yeah, it was confusing. So I stripped everybody naked. All right. So we're down. Hey. We're out of here.
I took the pill, Kim, and it has not hit me yet, and you can't boss me. I love you, Miss Cat. Oh, you're not the boss of me. Shut up.
Yeah. All right, guys. We got a few things coming up on the calendar I'm aware of. Curly's having her sale last Friday of the month. All the information and everything for that is posted in my group, so go check that out. Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry, but we've been here for 2 hours now, and it is absolutely positively the witch's bedtime. And I make sure she gets to bed on time. Otherwise, cranky witch. We don't want a cranky witch.
Yes.
And then it screws up all her meds and her routine, and it's not good. It's not pretty, man.
I'm like a little baby. I have a routine.
She does.
What time? What time was her sale?
What time, Curly? What time's your sale, honey? Please tell us. Yes, it's the witchy hour. Absolutely.
No, this is not a Sharpie. I checked. You didn't see last week, Elz. I wrote all over this thing with a damn Sharpie. Can you believe it?
4, 5, 6, and 7 across the country. So 4 o'clock Pacific, 5 in the mountains, 6 Central, and 7 out on that East Coast. Anybody else? You're on your own.
Eastern Standard Time.
Late Night Lunatics at 9, 10, 11, and 12 across the country.
Late night.
And I think Kat's not doing her regular this week, is she?
I don't know. It depends on when Mr. Peter gets home. So,
JD, the next time you have Sharpie on your whiteboard, just go over it with dry erase marker, and it will take it off.
Yes, I found that out last night. Let's see. On the 26th, July 26th, 2020, is Tina's Crafty Life, Kathy's Cards.
She's not going to go on Thursday. She needs some rest.
And yes, she does. She hasn't slept.
Yes, ma'am, Steffi. 20 minutes, about 20 minutes on this channel. Let's see. I got my Thursday at 3.
Sale on Tina's channel, and then Thursday.
Yes, and I saw some of the stuff that Tina was packing up for that sale. Ladies, if you're shopping for lace and ribbon and stuff, that's going to be the sale to be in. And at some point this week, I'm going to jump on real quick to a, fast and dirty napkin sale. I've got some unique napkins that I'm going to be putting out just to get rid of them because they're here.
Hags is having her sale.
Ooh.
Isn't it the 26th?
I believe so.
26th.
And then, of course, let's not forget Creepy Baby on Thursdays as well, which is usually just before my Thursdays at 3.
Creepy Baby.
Kim is having a cluster party next Monday from 7 to 9 Eastern Standard.
I swear I thought you were going to say a clusterfuck.
Yeah. Hag says it's on the 27th.
27th. Okay.
6 Pacific. So, yeah, fix that one. I think that's it, guys. We got you, baby, on the 27th. I saw that, Hag.
Brooke. And anything else, y'all, for the whiteboard?
I think that's it, guys.
See, Brooke thought you were going to say that too. So, when is that, Kim?
Cluster party sounds naughty. That's right, it's a fuster cluck. You guys know me all too well.
That's next Monday, Kim?
Look, my loves, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't help myself. Sometimes it just comes and I just do it and I say those things. And it's just because it's, it's a noun, a verb, and an adjective where I'm from.
That will be the 27th, I think.
Yes.
that right? 8 p.m.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Eastern
So we can all meet
Standard
up at
Time.
Hags and get our paper and then just swarm over to Kim's and do a cluster party.
Mm-hmm. Faux show. My
All right, guys, I
clusters
think
suck
that's
too.
everything.
Trying to
My
move
clusters
this.
suck. I don't do clusters. That goes in that box, you know, the no-no box. That's where that stuff ends up. All righty. All right, ladies, we have had a blast. We appreciate you guys being here with us every week. We enjoy this time, and we are happy that we can spend it with you guys, just shooting the crap and not having to deal with the world at large. I won't say goodbye for her because she's a big girl and can say it all by herself. I will say this though: if you haven't done so already, do me a favor, go hit the red button for me, like us, ring our bell, and share us with all your friends. And if you have not done so, head over to One-Legged Witch and a Crazy Lady. One-Legged Witch. I cannot get it out of my mouth
Bye,
today.
y'all.
Go
Bye,
over and
everybody.
check out Laura's channel and you know, click on her button and subscribe. And
Come pee on my porch. I don't mind.
pee on her porch. She's got disinfectant. We will. Boy, my mouth is not working tonight. We will see you guys later on. Do us a favor, if you're not going to be back for Late Night Lunatics, we're not going to see you anytime soon. Please stay safe for us, okay? We love you guys. We appreciate you more than you will ever know. Y'all have a good time. We are out of here.
Love you all. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Harry. And poof, we're gone.
Really? Because mine's still showing up.
Why will it not turn off? And poof, we're gone.